said that there is no question.
Uninterrupted, you know?
Anyone.
Well, to be clear, you haven't. You did a debate. I don't remember the talk show, but you seem to imply that there was a lot of crossfire and that it might have been the IDF that killed a lot of...
I said that there is no question.
Oh, Thighologist. Thanks for the 50 gifted memberships.
Wait, why did Destiny bring that point up? Because that literally does actually correspond to the reality. What?
I hate that he is allowed to engage in this, like, genocidal terrorism apologia on fucking Twitch. It actually drives me so crazy that this disgusting fucking piece of shit can repeat every single Hamas or Russia Today talking point with impunity on this dog shit fucking platform that used to ban people for making like fucking covert Nazi symbols with their hands. It's so insane to me that Hasan gets away with this. God, I hate it so much. It's so disgusting.
Investigated October 7 and found credibility in the claims that like the Israeli government actually may have even implemented the Hannibal doctrine.
Like, Lil Bro is here, like, fucking in his Dreamcast fantasies. Like, oh yeah, remember when they executed Order 666, where it was the IDF airships that came in and murdered hundreds of Israeli citizens and then tried to blame it on Hamas so they could go on their genocidal campaign? Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. So.
This, of course, does not.
What was the vibe like after the debate? Was everyone civil? I just waited for them to leave. No, I was done. Both those people were disgusting to me.
Mean that like the overwhelming amount of civilian casualties came at the hands of Israel. I've never said that.
Notice how these cowardly will never stake out a strong position too. They will never clarify. When you say some or a lot or majority, are we at 51% or 99%? I hate these fucking weasel words. I hate these weasel words.
For the record, I still very much maintain the position that yes,
a lot,
Hamas militants and other Palestinian resistance forces that entered through the Gaza envelope absolutely targeted civilians and killed them. Both in the Nova Festival, it wasn't just crossfire, it was a deliberate attempt to kill civilians. Okay? But it was definitionally an act of terror. This is true. It is definitionally an act of terror in a similar in a similar vein to
the IDF.
The Haitian Revolution or even the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising, which is a, you know, comparison that Norm uses quite frequently. And
this is also, if I was Israeli or Jewish, I would just call that comparison anti-Semitic. What a wild comparison. And this is what I mean also when I say why I don't like this Norm dip shit. It's because all of his dog shit talking points filter out into all of these other champagne socialist type losers that do this like war profiteering shit, where they just talk about these conflicts, make a ton of money selling impossible ideas, not having any actual analysis of what's going on, and then just like basically get everybody stirred up. And it's like this, what a stupid.
Did use on October 8th, I think, when he wrote, or October 7th, when he wrote his article that is like very controversial now.
Why were they protecting some with their bodies?
The actual targets that they were trying to hit and successfully did hit were military bases. Having said that, however, they did definitely seek out outposts like the kibbutzim that they consider a military target that I do not. And I've seen it. Like I watched it. I watched Palestinian resistance forces kill civilians. I saw it. I saw it with my own two eyes. I watched the footage. They filmed the footage. There is no reason to try to portray the broader Palestinian population or even the Palestinian resistance as perfect victims. Because I'm not in the business of trying to paint a black and white picture unless we're talking about the morality of an apartheid regime.
I love the borrowing from the language too. Did Hamas kill innocent people and, you know, slaughter 800 civilians on October 850 civilians? Maybe. But what, do you expect them to be the perfect victim of genocidal apartheid? Is that what you expect? What an unhinged comment. Let me wash my hands real quick, 1 sec. Can you jump to the live stream and react? Why? He's just gonna trigger the out of me.
On camera. That would be my condemnation if you know, if that was condemnation according to Benny Morris, if that's real condemnation. Can you imagine a world where I'm like, please, Yahya Sinwar, we have a fucking footage of some of these militants here executing people inside the kibbutzim. Could you please contextualize why this violence is occurring by telling us how Israel deserved it? Like, that is so unimaginable. It is literally, I think, illegal, okay? I would probably go to prison if I did something like that. I had a random teenager from Yemen on this broadcast, and these dipshits literally kept saying he's an anti-Semitic, homophobic, gay people executing terrorist Houthi who killed probably a bunch of...
Damn, he simulacrums his own past? Are you even allowed to do that philosophically? Is that possible? Wait, can you just tell your audience that, like, a thing that happened and reframe it completely differently? Like, bro, I just had a guy here who was just like a random dude from Yemen who just wanted to chat. I didn't compare him favorably to an anime character while laughing about how all of the hostages that were being taken by the Houthis were just like having a, you know, good old time and celebrating the fact that civilian vessels were being attacked in trade routes by an insanely fundamentalist government. Like that didn't happen. It was just like a random kid. Like, why even?
Didn't you brand it as him being a Houthi interview though? Brother, I didn't know anything about him.
I didn't know anything about him? What do you mean? You literally got this guy in your street because he was fucking TikTok famous for walking on that ship. What do you mean I didn't know anything about him? How does his audience watch this and eat this up? There's no shot. You got to be watching this and feel like secondhand cringe from how much you know he's fucking lying to save face.
All Jews. Why is it that all of a sudden this guy is going to magically fucking hold back? You can't pick and choose. On the one hand, you're like, all Yemen are, all people on the, because he's on the broadcast. Dog. The literal fucking Houthi banner says death to all Jews. Why do you think he would hold back? I love the argument that it's like, he's actually still anti-Semitic, but he's like, he's also cognizant.
What?
He's anti-Semitic, but he's cognizant, and he's like secretly hiding his anti-Semitism. But also simultaneously, the Houthis, which he said he's not a part of, I believe he is a part of, who literally have in their fucking banner, death to all Jews. How'd that work? How'd that happen? So on the one hand, they're very open about it, that they fucking put it on a goddamn banner, but also...
I like how he acts incredulous about, like, how propaganda on the most basic level works. Like, oh, you're saying that this guy is an extremist, but when he comes onto my stream, he doesn't present himself as an extremist? When the extremist slogan is literally, I'm an extremist? Like, bro, how do you explain that? Like, how fucking stupid. Oh my God.